We have so much to talk about today that I'm just going to skip past the intro, guys. Let's get 3,000 likes on this video. Slap it for me for not wasting y'all's time, and let's really get into it. So in a previous video, we talked about the quote-unquote slingshot effect that Ronnie2K admitted to 2K25 having. A lot of players have been noticing this throughout the entire year, so it was no surprise, and honestly, I didn't even flinch. I already knew it was in the game. It was just so surprising that a guy that literally is one of the top 2K employees went out publicly and joked about it being in the game, like laughed that it's in the game, and you are being controlled every time you get on 2K25. Well, Joey2K recently posted a video, and man, we just gotta roll it, bro. It's actually insane. Let's get into it.
Okay, so I normally don't clip stuff like this, and I'm only doing this because of the conversations we've been having recently about difficulty adjustments, slingshot effect, whatnot. And to give you full context, I also don't have all the clips of the BS that happened in this game. We were up 22-6, and then they made back-to-back strong contested layups without timing them. Now, I don't have clips of that happening, but you are going to see what happens in the rest of this sequence, and you'll understand why that happened. So here we go. Next thing, strong contested shot. Slightly early, slightly fast, makes it. And he was cold too, by the way, so just to throw that on top of it. Okay, so we come up, we don't score on this possession, that's fine, cool, whatever, right? You're gonna miss shots sometimes. It is what it is, but now they're going to bring it up right here. All right, so now they're gonna bring the ball up in transition. Somebody's gonna catch it on the left wing, shoot it, shoots it slightly early, and it goes in. And again, I want to point out, this game was 22-6, not even a couple minutes ago. And this is definitely where we have to get into the conversation of difficulty adjustment for teams that are losing games. This is a common thing that many players and content creators have talked about from all different types of skill levels.
I mean, you guys just seen that. Let's assume that he was lying about the 2 layups that went in before that. You literally just seen with your own eyes a team that was losing, a player that was cold, shoot a strong contested shot, rhythm shot. Neither of them were green, and it goes in. Strong contest, and he was cold. The team was down. Then he comes back down the court, the same guy, and makes a white. I mean, it's very obvious. Let's just put, for example, that team was winning, but one player was playing bad. The guy that hit that white while he was cold. Do you really think if that team was up 10 points and they just had one cold player that he was going to hit 2 whites in a row or 4 whites in a row like Joey said? Very unlikely. That's what I'm talking about with the quote-unquote slingshot effect, and it should not be in the game. User input should be what determines whether a team wins or not some algorithm that says, hey, you've won 5 games in a row, so we're going to make this one a bit harder on you. Now you've won 7 games in a row, for example, and the other team has lost 2 in a row, so let's make it really hard. Let's give you very unfavorable animations where you drop steals, where people can jump over you for rebounds, where they can hit whites. You know, that is what slingshot effect or dynamic difficulty adjustment, aka DDA, is in many other games and communities. These are real things, guys. Your user input should be the only thing that determines if you win the game or not. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that anyone should really be able to disagree with that. There should be no algorithm except for you and your opponent, how you are playing. But anyway, let's not talk about this forever. I just wanted to show you guys that clip. 2K actually did something good. I'm going to give them a lowercase W for this. You guys know I give them their W's when they are there, and a lot of the L's, because it's usually more L's than W's usually. But 2K posted in their little Discord, and they announced this right here. Starting in Season 6, some Event Center events will have the shot meter turned off for all players, regardless of your individual controller settings. Now, we have known all year, I've talked about it since the game came out, that you can cheat in these events. The easiest way to cheat on 2K25, for those of you that don't know, is to have this little rhythm program thing, and what it does is it reads your jump shot meter. It fills it up at the top. You don't even have to time it. It times it for you. So why would 2K add no meter to the stage, to Pro-Am, to Proving Grounds, places where the game is more competitive, but not do it for literally where the most cheaters will consistently play the game, which is during events. If you guys aren't deep into the 2K community at all, that's where you get unlimited boost, jump shot, Gatorade. This is where all the really deep in guys play the game. That's where the most cheaters will play the game, and they have finally got rid of the shot meter in Season 6. That's why it's a lowercase W, because why did 2K wait till Season 6? The game at work, you guys know, man, it's a yearly cycle. We are heading towards the end of the cycle. Like halfway through is pretty much done with the game. Everything's been figured out. Everybody's played the game and got their cap breakers, and all the cheese and exploits have been figured out, blah, blah, blah. So that's what makes me question. As you all know, we talked about it in the previous video as well, that 2K recently did a huge ban wave for people that were doing the quote-unquote auto green tools. They banned a lot of people. This is very good. It's an awesome sign. Trust me, guys, I don't want to downplay it. Like, this is not something we desperately need as a community for this game, right? But my question is, did they wait until the game was halfway done, or has this technology been being worked on and developed and they were just able to use it? What I'm saying is, it is very bad if 2K had already the ability to ban these people and they didn't, because you don't want to ban spenders. You know what I'm saying? That's what 2K doesn't want to do. So were they holding back on these people the entire year and making our experience miserable? Or did they actually just get the technology to ban these people? We will figure out, by the way, if that is true or not when 2K26 comes out. We will figure out, because if they are having this technology and they didn't wait to ban people so that they could keep spending money, they will ban people very early in 2K26. So this is a gigantic moment for the 2K community. If they are going to ban people early on, they have to. They have to set the tone that if you are cheating, you will be banned very early into 2K26. And that will answer our question, did 2K hold back on banning these people so that they could keep spending money until halfway through the year? Now, we just talked about events not being able to use shot meter anymore because of cheaters, but this guy, during the most recent event, Duran, got banned. So you might be asking, how do you get banned if they took off the shot meter and you can no longer cheat? Well, there is multiple different ways to cheat on 2K25. And what's crazy is, if you guys seen my 100-0 rec video, you might remember this. You definitely need to go check it out after this. It's a 3-hour movie. That's 100 rec games in one video where I try to go 100-0. I ended up playing with this Duran guy. Duran, whatever it is. I've never played with him before, and I was, I talk about it throughout the challenge. I'm picking up people that I've never played with. The dude went like 5 for 17 one game. We played 2 games. And then the next game, he went like 4 for 16. Yet he was able to be like #1 in the event. You see what I'm saying? Before he got banned, because of this, whatever he was doing, cheating device, whatever it is. But when he didn't have his cheating device, he was not shooting very good. Now, maybe he just was not, maybe he's like that without the cheating device and he just had 2 bad games. I just thought that would be funny to talk about, because he was literally in my video selling us bad, like 5 for 16, 4 for 17. I mean, just missing very easy shots. Okay, so anyway, Call of Duty, this is going to relate back to 2K. They made a tweet, we're talking about cheating, and they said Activision says they will keep taking down cheat providers and have taken down over 20 so far. This is a graphic made by Call of Duty. 20 plus cheat makers and dozens of cheat resellers out of business, and we're not slowing down. They are out here promoting that they are taking down cheaters. Now, is Call of Duty doing the greatest job ever? Please do not, if you guys are into the COD community, please do not take it like I am just saying Call of Duty is on top of it and all the cheaters are banned. No, I've been following the COD community pretty closely. They're not doing nearly as good of a job as they could, but they are out here posting about it. They are actively trying to get rid of it. So I would love to see 2K publicly talk about how they don't want cheaters in the game in some sort of way. They did that ban wave, but are they going to continue doing this ban wave? Are they trying to actually get these cheating software people taken down? Or are they just trying to ban players for 2 weeks and give them a slap on the wrist? You know, that we don't really know, but like I said, early 2K26 is when we will get the real answer on if 2K actually cares about getting cheaters taken out of the game, because if they don't ban them early on, it's obvious that they just waited this year in 2K25 until they had spent most of their money to actually ban them. Now, we have a little throwback tweet here from Glock19 who said 2K16 my court. Look at it. Look at it with your own eyes. Cole the Man says 2K16 can customize and unlock new my courts. 2K25 can't do either. This is not a nostalgia thing with dribbling or gameplay. We are seeing with our own eyes, due to Glock19 and some other guys in the 2K community going back on the older games, how much the game itself has regressed. The game, customization, dribble moves, a lot of these things have regressed. And we are 10 years almost in the future. Now let me show you what I'm talking about right here. Glock makes another post that has 1,000 likes on Twitter when the game had real escape moves, not just snatchbacks. Look at this video right here. I'm going to pop it up for you guys right here, okay? This is a long list of moves that you could do just for ISO size up escapes in 2K. I think this is 2K16 right here, I believe, because he shows the Kobe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is 2K16. I did play that game. That was really my first game where I was actually in the park. I played a little bit of park in 2K15. Not anything crazy. I was mostly a viewer at that time and a My Team player. But look at all of this. 2K17, by the way, was my first like very serious into park game, for those of you wondering. But, you know, I was like a casual in 2K15 and 16. I was just casually playing the game. But you guys see, look at the list of these moves that you're able to do. So people say, oh, everybody uses the same moves today. And yes, metagaming has gotten worse. Like people, you know, people are against metagaming. Some people are for it. People want to get on and use the best moves so they have the highest chance to win the game. I mean, you see with the LTing and stuff, which is a little bit more serious than that. Like, that's really just honestly sad that people just load up this game and LT every day. Sorry if you LT. It's sad, okay? By the way, the LT stopper will be coming out soon for those of you wondering. But what I'm saying is there is such a lower list and selection choice of moves to use these days. So, of course, there's going to be even more identical players. Back in the day, I could show you 5 different dribble gods. Hank the Tank, Cole the Man, whoever it was in the older games. And they all pretty much dribbled differently. They had some sort of different style. G-Man, Steezo, you had standstill dribbling, like all that type of stuff. And by the way, I want to make sure that you guys understand, because when dribbling gets talked about, people, I don't know what it is, bro. For some reason, they automatically assume that I'm talking about 2K21, 22, or 23, the left-right meta movement, whatever it is. That is directly because of patching all the dribbling that was in the previous games. We're not talking about dribbling for 24 seconds. I'm talking about the fluidity of the movement. The wide selection of dribbling that you could do back in the day, you can't do anymore. And that's what really brought out the left-right cheese. For those of you that were there at the time, you know specifically for sure history can't be erased that I was anti-meta. I've kind of been anti-meta for a while. I make only a few meta builds out of like all my builds that I make every year. But in 2K22, I was very anti-meta. I was completely against the left-right offense. I hated that. The little zigzag, set shot 25, whatever it was, Hall of Fame sniper. That was awful to me. I went to PlayStation, made a new build. It was a facilitating finisher. You guys might remember the 108 game win streak. I had no LeBron hop back. I wasn't doing the left-right stuff. I was completely non-meta. Still on a great build, but went on a big win streak just to show you guys, like, you don't have to play the same way and still win. But yeah, like the dribbling has just been watered down year after year. I could go on for a while about that, but I just wanted to make you guys understand that are new that I'm not talking about 2K21, 22, 23. The left-right movement is garbage, okay? The real movement was back in the day, and we're not saying bring back unlimited stamina or you can dribble for 20 seconds. It's no one's fault but the person that sold you in rec that they loaded up on point guard and dribbled for 24 seconds because they seen Steezo, who's put a lot of time into his practice and his craft, dribble around and go crazy on the twos court and win at a very high percentage. You see what I'm saying? The best dribblers did not over dribble unless they knew the game was pretty much won. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's almost embarrassing your defender. Like, hey, I'm so confident in beating you that at the end of this game, I'm going to do all my fanciest moves and I'm still going to score on you. You see what I'm saying? If someone launched you in the rec and they were dribbling and they were terrible, that has nothing to do with the person that they watched that actually put time into their craft. Those people should be going to play 1v1 court if they want to hold the ball all day and dribble around. You see what I'm saying? That's no one's fault. And I think that's a huge part of why we got to today, is because people did not correlate those two things together. They said, oh man, screw the dribblers and blah, 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 because there's people loading up in my sessions and dribbling around and selling me. No one, bro, I do not want to load up the game and lose. A lot of the best dribblers don't want to load up the game and lose. You know, that's just something you do at the end of the game. But anyway, let's talk about this. This game has issues, okay? 2K25. Look at the speed boost dex, whatever you want to call it. That is insane. I'm going to show you all again. 2K25, the entire year is broken, guys. We still have 5 months left. This has been happening a lot more past probably December towards January, where everybody's LTing, everybody's dexing around with 99 speed, and the game is just broken. That's not even into the slingshot effect or anything. Look at this from WOF, guys. This new dexing thing that we talked about in the previous video as well. I mean, none of this is going to get patched. We've talked about this. Like, the game is out for the next 6 months, and we're probably not going to get any changes. 2K made 0, and I'm talking about literally 0 changes to the LTing this year. And some people say, oh, how could you change LTing? Realistically, it's impossible. You could easily make it harder for LTers. There's many ways. I've gave many different options on how you can change it, how you can add an algorithm into the dribbling. When you're dribbling on 2K25 or any 2K, after you've dribbled for a long amount of time, this has been in the game for years, you are much likely to miss your shot. If you dribble for about 12 seconds to 16 seconds, even if you just stand there and you have all your stamina back, you are much more likely to miss than if you shot about 4 to 8 seconds in the shot clock. Why is that not an algorithm for off-ball movement? Why can they sit there and literally 20 seconds left and right and running full speed and then catch and shoot like they didn't just do that? Like they didn't just run for 20 straight seconds. Why is there not a swim move inside of off-ball pests? So when you get stuck on the center, you can kind of swim off of him, like how you swim for a rebound, you know? We could go on and on about the things 2K could do to prevent this. Obviously, the dex itself shouldn't be so fast. I mean, there's so many things, and yet 2K has done 0 of those. However, there's been dribble moves in this game that did not affect the gameplay almost at all, and 2K went in and patched it. You see what I'm saying? This is why we've got here. This is the truth. This is not an opinion. This is the reason why LTing has got this far. I'm not trying to say that these guys are doing this like, bro, you can easily win without LTing. I've showed that. But there's not really much to do. That is by far, the way this game is set up, by far putting yourself at the best chance to win because of so many different factors. For example, RNG. Your RNG is at the best chance possible to score consistently if you're shooting a catch and shoot shot with a 99 three-pointer off legend dimer in your lethal. You're also resetting every single time that you don't have a shot when the center passes it to the twos guard or whatever. That way, with the dribble algorithm that I told you guys, that is reset as well. Catch and shoot shots are much better with timing stability and not getting crazy different speed ups and slowdowns. Like, you could just go on and on about how L-Ting, it almost seems like, if I was to really break it down to you guys, but just thinking about it in my head, it almost seems like this game was made for people to LT. Every single thing is perfectly lined up for that to be the best way to win. 99 rebound, 99 strength inside centers with 99 pass act. That's all they do is pass the ball and go for a rebound. We all know, I mean, maybe you guys don't know, I would say some of you guys have noticed this year that if you have a 99 rebound, let's say popper, so a build that can shoot, but also has 99 rebound, there's this thing called tendencies that players have had for a long time. If you're on an inside that has 99 rebound or 99 strength, like the same stats, but one build can shoot and one can't, the one that can't shoot is going to be better at getting rebounds because of tendencies. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now, this is not some sort of joke. It is perfectly set up for a guy to load up on center and back down all day, back down, get you stuck, and then throw it with Legend Dimer and go for the rebound. You know, like the whole thing is crazy. But let me show you all 99 layup from Koza right here. He made a high layup build, and you all know that finesse finishing is just not nearly as good on 2K25. Like, it's not. I've made a video or two on layup, and we actually got layup buffed a little bit. You know, I think that most of the community, the majority of the community this year still thinks that layup is not that good. Like, look at this. High layup, missing shots like that. It's bad. It's a lot better than it was when the game first came out. You have to be really, really good at finesse finishing in this game to consistently score. Like, dunk is a lot better. I've talked about that in my videos, but since they buffed high risk with your layup, high risk plus high layup is actually pretty good if you're timing it consistently, but that's pretty much it. Like, and I'm not talking about good as in like it's as good as dunk. No, dunk is way better. Versus last year, I had a 99 layup Harden build and I loved that build. That build was awesome. Now, finesse finishing in 2K24 had some broken problems and 2K needed to fix them. Like, scooper layups had a broken animation that you could abuse, where someone was playing perfect defense multiple times a game and you could get a scoop on them and they really couldn't do anything about it. Once they were in the animation, it went in. You had the Devin Booker floater. Like, it did need to be nerfed a little bit in terms of skill gap for the game, but they just, they did what 2K does, guys. We've talked about this so many times. If you're new, you probably haven't heard it, but if you aren't new, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where 2K just over patches or over buffs. They never really find an in the middle, and it's bad. Like, it's always either a heavy buff or a heavy nerf 95+% of the time. Anyway, I feel like we should probably touch on the slingshot effect one more time, just because I've tried so hard to just really get it to you guys how important this is and how bad it will be for the future as things like this get even worse. Here is a clip from Sprague right here where he was in the wreck, and this guy was smacking shots. Look, that's a white right there. Now you might be thinking, maybe he has his green off. No, you're gonna see a green later in this clip, so you know that he does not have his green thing off. Look, there's a white, bang, another one goes in. All right, next play, another white, boom, goes in. I mean, dude is out here not having to play the game. The game is right there. He greened it. Finally, he greened a shot. The game is playing for him. That's not good, guys. That is not good. We can't have a game where people are hitting whites like this, and then the other people are fighting for their life to shoot around the same percentage or better by actually having to use user input. Now look at this. Dude is 11 for 14, 6 for 7 from 3. We've seen, what, 5, 6 whites go in? It's bad. We cannot have a game like this, bro. We have to have, I would prefer we don't have a game where you can hit whites at all, but we have to have either one or the other. Like, it's just not good for the game. Then we talk about Slingshot and how the game can let people make even more whites. No, it's just the game is not good in this state where we can have it like that. It's bad, very bad. But I can see what 2K wants to do. We've talked about this a million times. You see this tweet right here, an old tweet from Corey SA, who used to work at 2K, saying some fun stats to sleep on. Comp/creators is about 2 to 3% of players. Casuals and all others are about 97 to 98% of players. So you might be an average player, might be a little bit of above average. Usually the people that watch 2K content are at least average or above average. There's not many super below average players because you're watching YouTube content, you're in the community, you're learning, you're watching dribble move videos or best builds, you're trying to get better at the game, whatever it is. You are usually not a super casual versus the other 8-9 million people that buy the game that do not indulge in any content. They don't see what's going on in the 2K community. Another good thing is, if you're not in the community, you don't even know what good motion styles are anymore. Motion styles are huge for your players' movement and stuff. But you see, the point I'm trying to make is that 2K is also trying to cater to people that are very below average, and that, let's say, the 30% of the bottom of the 100%, like those people, they want them to be able to get on and still get buckets. But that goes back to this Mike Wang tweet from last year before he changed shooting, and I begged him to not change shooting, where he said this. We need to go over it. It's important. 1, keep pure green windows, no RNG. If anyone has ideas for a better option than these two, I'd love to hear them. This is what it is right here for the shooting. This is how it will be for the foreseeable future. You can keep pure green windows with no RNG, meaning user input is going to be the reason you make a shot or not. Which means, for the sake of balance, the windows need to be pretty small like they are now so that good players don't shoot 80 to 90% from 3. This makes shooting very difficult for casual players in what we're dealing with now. You see what I'm saying? Number 1, in terms of skill gap, is way better for the game. You're able to green every shot you time, but there's going to be a smaller window. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So you have a less of a chance to green the shot. Or 2, what we have this year and what 2K has had for very, very many years, go back to bigger green windows that are easier for most people to hit, but you have to cap the excellent timing. Reintroduce RNG to keep the game balanced. This is how 2K shooting has basically worked for the past 20 years. And the problem really is that once you make that leap, and Mike Wang changed it, a lot of people don't want to go back. It's the same thing with how we have high timing profiles, medium, low. We just had a game last year that was green or miss for the most part. Like, you know, sometimes you would make some whites, rarely. Now we just changed that. We just went backwards. You know, we went backward. We evolutioned as a community. We grew and said, hey, you're going to make this shot if you time it right, buddy. But if you don't, you're going to miss. And this year it's like, hey, actually, it depends on the score of the game, how many games you've lost in a row, how many games you've won in a row, what the score is of your current game, the quarter, you know, all these factors, and not user input. I mean, you guys see, at the end of the day, like I said, for actual skill gap in the shooting, you would want number 1, but I can understand, unfortunately, why 2K would want to go with number 2, okay? I want you guys to know that that's how I feel about it, but that is the also reality of what 2K is looking at. So this comment says on my channel, I feel like them loose balls are not even loose balls. For real, the ball feels calculated to go back to the team that lost it. I told you guys, I read every single comment, and that's how a lot of people feel. That's how I feel as well a lot of the times when I'm playing 2K25. Now, this isn't going to make you, like, if you have a 20 win percentage, that's not the reason why you have a 20 win percentage, okay? The game isn't fully puppeting you every time you get on, and there's no input at all in the reason why you win or lose. My bad, my timer went off, okay? Timer plug in the comment section down below. I gotta stop yapping soon, but you guys see what I'm saying, bro. Like, the game is not going to 100% make you win or lose. It just will puppet you a little bit, and then sometimes a lot of bit. But you're not going to have a 20 win percent just because of the game, right? I still win 90% of my games. It's just you can feel when 2K is interacting with the game sometimes. This guy said, please speak on rhythm shooting. It's gotten so bad since the last patch. I really hate playing the game now. How am I able to not get it to register or even hit with a 99 3-ball legend badges? I know my timing, it's gotten so crazy. I knew I haven't been tripping recently. Now, I've rhythm shot a lot this year, and I don't come across this problem a lot. However, I've played with a good amount of people this year where every game, basically, they are rhythm shooting and it doesn't connect. They do a rhythm shot and it gives them a regular shot, which obviously messes it up. Like, it just doesn't click that push up. Like, you go down, but it doesn't give you the push up or whatever it is. It doesn't register that you wanted to do a rhythm shot. And if we're going to have rhythm shooting in the future, I'm not like necessarily against it or for it. It's just like, if it's in the game, it's in the game. I'm going to have to use it because it's the quote unquote higher skill gap. It's going to give you the higher chance to time your shots. So I'm going to use it. But if it's going to be in 2K26, it's got to work. Like, it has to work very consistently. Now, I want you guys to see this right here. The rumors of the next Call of Duty not being on old gen systems still is unbelievable when these are the numbers to consider. And you see it says that there is still 40 million in the middle right there monthly active consoles on the PlayStation 4. So for those of you that think like, oh, 2K, man, one of the big problems is they got to stop making last gen, and maybe it is, they're probably not going to do that. There is a lot of money on the line for 2K to just say, you know what, we're going to focus on the quality of the next gen game and not make a last gen game. Like, very low chance, because we know they care about money 10,000 times more than anything else. Now, this guy tagged me on Twitter and he said that he managed to get first place in the week's race of the week, and after he restarted his game, his name got removed from first place. Oh man, for years now, 2K has had things like this, the racing and stuff, and where you get a million VC if you win. There's been a lot of controversy around if the winners are actually even real people. People have looked up the profiles, and sometimes they weren't real, is what they said. It's a whole big drama with that that's just another thing. Like, there's so many little things, and I really want to like the game. I do these videos so that we can put this out here and we can try to get a better game. I want the majority of players to enjoy the experience, including me. I want to enjoy it more. The more I enjoy it, the more I'm going to play it, the more you guys can feel it, the more you guys feel it when you play the game, the more you feel it when you're watching it, you know, whatever it is. But yeah, guys, if you want to see the 100-0 rec video that I talked about earlier, man, you need to check it out right here. Click it or tap it. This is a movie that took 2 weeks of my life. This is 100 rec games in one video. Then I had to clip it up, blah, blah, blah. Check it out, bro. It's a really good video. And I'm out of here. Click it. Tap it. Peace.